Laura struggled desperately until she finally broke through the surface. Seeing her emerge from the water, Matthias's men immediately opened fire, but the current was too strong, and Laura had already vanished without a trace. She tried to grab onto the rocks nearby, but with both hands tied, she failed again and again. The water grew even faster, and ahead of her loomed a massive waterfall. If she couldn't stop herself now, this would be the end. Staring at the roaring waterfall below her feet, Lara's survival instinct kicked in. She forced herself to grab the broken wing of a crashed plane. Taking a deep breath, she used every bit of strength she had left. At last, after a desperate struggle, she managed to climb onto the wreckage. She clung tightly to the fuselage, her heart pounding with fear, barely escaping death. She jumped into the cockpit and collapsed to the floor, completely exhausted. That's when she noticed a sharp piece of metal nearby. She began rubbing the rope on her wrists against it, trying to cut herself free, but before she could finish, the plane, losing balance without its other wings, started to shake violently. Lara could only speed up, sawing the rope faster and faster. The plane was wedged between two cliffs, swaying dangerously. Looking down at the deep abyss below, Lara tried to move carefully, but the wreckage was breaking apart. As she searched for a way out, she suddenly spotted a parachute above her. That might be her only chance to survive. Lara jumped and crashed hard onto the ground below. Shaken and in pain, she slowly got back up. Then she realized a sharp branch had pierced her side during the fall. She gritted her teeth. She had to treat the wound quickly and find her father. Lara refused to believe her father. Richard, who had spent his life studying ancient tombs, was truly gone. Years ago, he vanished after sailing toward the mysterious island of Yamatai. Even after all this time, Lara still believed he was alive. One day, by chance, she discovered an old recording left behind by him. In it, Richard explained that the island of Yamatai held the tomb of an ancient queen named Himiko. Legend said that anyone touched by her could bring death and destruction. To keep that power from falling into the wrong hands, Richard had gone to find the tomb before others could. Inside his old research room, Lara also found information about his ship. She knew that tracking that ship was her only way to uncover the truth. She hurried to the harbor and started asking around. After some persistence, she finally met the ship's captain, Lu Ren. Though reluctant, Lu Ren eventually agreed to help her. But that night, a storm hit, and the sea turned violent. The small ship was torn apart by the waves. Lara leapt into the ocean just before it was destroyed. When she finally reached shore, a shadow appeared and she was knocked unconscious. When she woke up, she found herself captured by Matthias and his team of treasure hunters. They discovered her maps and researched everything they needed to locate Himiko's tomb. Once she was no longer useful, they forced her into hard labor, determined not to let them succeed. Lu Ren secretly planned their escape. He waited for the right moment and attacked one of the guards with a shovel.
Hey, Lara. Lara. Go!
In the chaos, Laura saw someone moving in the shadows. She stepped back cautiously until she realized it was her father. The shock nearly took her breath away, but to her surprise, Richard didn't embrace her, he ran. When she caught up to him, he finally explained. He had hidden on the island all these years to protect her from Matthias and his ruthless men, to keep her safe. He had faked his death. But now, with the map in enemy hands, everything was in danger. Father and daughter raced toward the ancient tomb, hoping to stop Matthias before it was too late. Just as Richard tried to open the heavy wooden door, Matthias appeared behind them.
Open it! Open it!
Out of your way.
He captured Richard and ordered Laura to unlock the tomb's mechanism to save her father. Laura had no choice but to comply. She climbed up and turned the ancient wheel. With a thunderous crack, the tomb doors slowly opened. Inside, they found a perfectly preserved coffin, but when they lifted the lid, the body within began to change. Within moments, the once intact remains turned into pure bone. A terrified man reached up to touch it and a hidden trap was triggered. Matthias quickly realized something was wrong. Beneath the coffin, he found a hidden chamber. Then things took a horrifying turn. The man who had touched the corpse screamed in pain as his hand turned black. The infection spread rapidly up his arm, consuming his entire body. Still obsessed, Matthias used pliers to snap off one of Himiko's fingers and sealed it in a plastic bag. Richard knew that if the infection left the tomb, it would destroy everything. During the struggle that followed, one of the infected men attacked Richard from behind. Richard fought him off, but it was too late. He had been infected too. With his last strength, he told Laura she must stop Matthias from escaping with the virus. Otherwise, humanity would face disaster. Lara's heart broke as she looked at her father. After a final goodbye, she ran toward the exit. She caught up with Matthias just as he was about to escape.
Trinity is everywhere.
No.
Laura grabbed the infected finger from his pocket and forced it into his mouth. As the infection began to consume him, she kicked him into the abyss below. At that moment, Richard activated the explosive charge on his wrist, destroying the tomb to contain the infection. Flames burst through the chamber as the structure began to collapse. Laura grabbed her tools and ran for her life. She barely escaped as the tomb crumbled behind her.